Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Nicole, and today is a special Friday live, I suppose I want to say. We are going to do Handmade Holiday Live. I know I did it 2 years ago. I think I did one last year. They start to run together, but I think it's kind of fun to do one of my handmade holiday series live for you guys or with you guys, just as something fun to do. Yay, Debbie, that's awesome. Congratulations. She won Spellbinders Day 7. Hello, so good to see everyone here this chilly for me Friday. I hope you all have had a great week. I have been a little quiet on social media. I was under the weather basically from last Friday evening on. It's so funny. It came on pretty fast. So I am feeling so much better and I'm ready to be back to normal. So good to see everyone. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. I want to remind everyone, please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, all of those good things. It's looking like we're probably going to have the 100K party very soon. If I do hit it before the end of the year, it will likely be that first week of January will be our big celebration. So super excited about that. I do list the supplies I'm using down in the description. I might miss something here or there, so definitely let me know if you're not seeing it. Yay, Deidre! Welcome! It's our first live. This is kind of a newish time for me. I've done this a couple of times now at 1 p.m. Central my time, and that tends to look like it works for a lot. I know it doesn't work for everybody. It's been working really, really well for me. I kind of noticing I get really good engagement for the most part. So replay crew, I love you guys. Thank you for catching the replay later on. If you haven't been following me for years and years and you're new here, Handmade Holiday is something I started like 10-ish years ago, and it's kind of evolved each year. Some years I do more than others. This has been a year where I have been really inspired to create a lot of handmade holiday videos for you, and it's where I create tags or other kind of gift giving, not actually the gift itself per se, but ways to give the gift that has that handmade touch to it. That is just something that is very special to me, something I really like to do. Yes, Brandon says not an early Friday live. No. Let's see. Especially for my West Coast friends. I'm sure that you guys appreciate that a little bit more. No Pilates today. Well, I'm glad you get to join in. So Handmade Holiday, excuse me, tends to be like a lot of tags, maybe little gift bags, ways to give gifts. Sometimes the handmade holiday project could be the gift itself. I'm going to show you a lot of the things I've made this year. I tried to hold on to all of them. I think a couple things I may not have, but I'm going to show you what I've made this year just to give you an idea. I did link to my entire handmade holiday playlist here on YouTube down in the description below. So if you ever want to go back and catch some of those older videos, some of the old ones are probably a little cringe for me. But if you want to go back and catch some of those or revisit some of those past ideas, definitely you can do that. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around and we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on today. And then I'm going to talk about some of the past projects that you can check out the videos if you haven't seen already. It's no secret, I absolutely love snow globes, and I am just going to hold on here. I usually do this little picture-in-picture. I have made a ton of them this year, and I decided to just lean into it. At first, I thought, oh, you know, come up with other things, which I have, but I do love them. And I love, sorry, you guys, I have a little lingering cough. but I just decided lean into it. It's what I like, so I just do that. Yes. Let me make a note. I know I forgot to add that. I don't have it right now, but I will do that later. But I'll make a note of that storage envelope. Oh, I even see it right here. It's okay. I will add that to the description and also to the Tim Holtz video later on. So this is a honeybee stamps jar die. It's been out several years. Something else I really like to do in my handmade holiday series is incorporate more than one company into whatever project I'm creating. I'm loving the mixing and matching, and this is kind of a series where I can do a lot of that. So this is the honeybee jar. Again, it's been out several years. I just punched a hole to make it a tag. This is what we're going to do in the video today. I adorned with a bow. Bows have been my thing this year. I added lots of die cut greenery because I love die cut greenery. And then we're going to create little villages in the jar snow globe with this Simon Says stamp, Home for the Holidays stamp set. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on here. The color scheme was inspired by what I did for my Patreon live. It was actually a postponed and just filmed this week Patreon live where we created these tags. So this is a Mama Elephant gift tag, but you can see the color scheme inspired what we're going to make today. It's all pinks and reds and teals and minty colors. So fun. So that was just a little sneak peek of what we did for that live. As far as other projects, this was a bonus handmade holiday video that I created shaker snow globe tags with a lot of pretty pink posh products. And you can see more bows. I was all about the bows this year. I just readily admit it, and we're just gonna lean on in to the fact that I love bows and snow globes. I also made treat bag toppers. So this was one of this year's videos, the first one, if I am not mistaken. And I also shared, if you don't need treat bag toppers or anything, also super cute to use all those same paper tray ink components and make a snow globe card. I'm pretty sure that wasn't handmade holiday. That was a live. Excuse me again. These are some monogram see-through tags inspired by maybe my first year of handmade holiday where I did some see-through designs and also some monograms. So I kind of revisited that for these tags this year, which I loved. And then I did some gingerbread projects, and these were not tags. So this is a little gift box adorned with a die-cut gingerbread house. This is like a little ornament would fit in this one. This is a box by Mama Elephant. Same gingerbread, but like a cupcake, cookies, ornament. And then if you want to do more of a gift card, this is a coffee cup gift card holder. I've used this die. This is another honeybee stamps die that I have used many, many times. And I did make a tag just to show, but this was more of a gift bag type of project. I do concentrate mostly on tags. And then this was also a bonus video. This is that same Mama Elephant tag that I used with Patreon this month. This is another die set that's been out a while. But this time I used it more to create a building. Lots of fun Mama Elephant, lots of bows. I'm telling you guys, I know. I've leaned into the bows. I also did a felt project where I also made gift boxes. And then I made some felt gift tags with my dies from Spellbinders this year. That was one. And here's the other one. It's a little boy and girl gingerbread. Aren't they cute? I love them. I love using non-stitching dies to create tags or ornaments. And then I made these fun little pom-pom reindeers. So this is just kind of a sampling of some of the things that I have made this year. We're kind of nearing the end of Handmade Holiday, and all those videos can be found on my YouTube channel. Under that, no. I dropped the the felt ornament, and Frank thought he was going to grab that. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to stamp and die cut. The great thing about this is it's stamp layering. So super awesome. There are dies available to go with this. You can see them here. Now I want to make mention of something really quick before we start stamping all of our components. The houses have the chimney on them. The chimney, there's a left facing and a right facing chimney. Here, let's put this underneath. Because of that, you really need, if you're going to use the coordinating die, I think it's easier to die cut the house you're going to use first and then stamp it. So put it back into the negative space. Otherwise, because I stamped one of these when I was prepping for the live and I wasn't paying attention and I used the wrong, it's not wrong, but I used the chimney that went on the right for the tall house, but this one die cuts on the left. So you'll want to probably do that, and that way you get it placed in the right place for die cutting. Oh, yay, Sandy, that's so fun. Oh, that's so fun that you bought the reindeer dies because of those pom-pom ornaments. They are so fun. Just got my tag kit yesterday. Oh, Robin, that's so exciting. It's a really good kit. So we are going to get started here. And I'm using all colorful. I told everyone in my Patreon live when I was doing those tags in the similar colorway. I call this my shiny bright colorway. It's kind of all, you know, teals and pinks and reds. And I've just been feeling that lately. So we're going to go with it. Let's go ahead and just do the same tall house that I did for the tag I did off camera. Sandy said she made almost all of those. Oh, that's so fun. I love that. Tags need bows, Robin says. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tell me if you have plans this weekend. Tell me what you are going to be doing. E. Briggs says, on my lunch break, snowing in Colorado. Oh, my goodness. So a little ballet slippers. Ballet slippers is probably one of my very favorite pinks. And we're using lobster, which is also lawn fawn. And that is my very favorite red. For like red, it's my favorite. We're going to stamp that again. Sandy, yes, it's from Spellbinders. My apron. I know somebody asked if they're available. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they were sent to designers. Oh, off to grandson's Christmas school program. Oh, how fun. I kind of miss those days. I love all of the components in this stamp set mix and match. If you bought the kit that this was a part of, it's also obviously available for individual purchase. But if you got that kit, let me know in the chat. We're going to use some mermaid next. A little grandbaby Christmas shopping and get presents wrapped. I hope to get some presents wrapped too. And I need to finish my shopping. No worries that you're a little late. You're hooked. Want to get a stitching kit? Yes, stitching is so addicting. I agree. I love Christmas crafting. This is so silly, but I could totally do another month of Christmas crafting. I have so many ideas and plans. I did write things down because some of it is just going to have to be done next year. I am realistic, mostly. I was talking to a friend the other day. A couple of my girlfriends and I have a friend get together, and we're actually having it the week after Christmas this year, which is great. But we were talking about, you know, making things for one another or whatnot. And I told her, I said, I'd had this idea that I could make something. And I said, and then I had a little talk with myself about, girl, no, you can't. That what you want to make is going to take way, way, way too long. Janice, you are not too late. I really just got started. I'm kind of chatty today. This is the lobster. I might have to stamp that again. That did not get the best coverage. Another tag kit just arrived. Gail's arrived. Agree with another month. I know. For all of the things I want to make, I need to start earlier. Lots of Christmas parties, it looks like. Going to see White Christmas. Oh, I love that. My family and I are actually going to the botanical garden here for the Christmas light thing on Sunday, and I'm really excited. We've talked about it the last few years, and a couple this and that. It hasn't worked out, but we're all going, so I'm excited. Yeah, no, I did have to have that realistic talk with myself that no, that wasn't going to happen. But I dove in. I am making something. It's just not my original idea. I'm really excited about it, though. Can't share because who knows if they pop in. Now, sometimes, and this is something I was talking about with my Patreon members, when I'm doing layering and some of the small pieces, I will use an acrylic block instead of lining it up with my Misty. Some of those teeny tiny pieces, it just seems so much easier to just go ahead and use the acrylic block rather than the Misty. Athena, if you want to learn stitching, I will make a note here and I will add it. We have discussed this quite a bit. Whenever I get asked, I recommend you start with Fat Quarter Shop. They have on their Cross Stitch YouTube channel a series called Cross Stitch University, and it really takes you from start to finish for a beginner stitcher. And I think it's excellent. Tons of people have taken it and they said that it works really good, or that it's a very informative series. But I will add that. Hold on. I'm adding that with those storage pockets that I need to. There we go. Sorry, remember. So for the chimney, as I mentioned, the whole reason that I went ahead and die cut this first, I did that in plastic flamingo, which is a super bright pink that I just love. Another got the kit. Can't wait for it to get here. So excited to do more Christmas crafts. I put it off longer than I should have. Me too. And I even do this, but there's a couple things I had to admit to myself are not going to get done for this year. And I've started working on my 2024 plans, so I'll do better. Oh, yay! I'm so glad, Kim. Okay, so let's stitch the smallest house. The only one I chose not to do today is this middle-sized house, and mostly because I just really like the door in these two houses. I like all three of these if I'm using them all on a single card, but I'm going to use the small one. And we'll just kind of see where it takes us. I'm probably going to do kind of a similar colorway though. because I like the pink against the blue of the snow globe. Working on Christmas crafts and gifts, yes. Hello from Las Vegas, Marie says. You're welcome, Athena, and I will add that link too. And if you, it's probably not in the description on this video, but if you go to any of my stitching videos, there's a link to my Facebook group. It is a private group. You have to answer questions, but myself or the moderators will add you, but there's a lot of advice there too, and a lot of people in there have done the Cross Stitch University. Okay, I think we're just going to do, I'm actually going to do the same colorway because I really like it. We're just going to do a little bit smaller house. Making simmer pot gives. Oh, nice. And let's see. Stitching and wax sealing on velvet ribbon should have started sooner. Isn't that always the truth? Crafts and True Crime, Tracy. I love that idea, though. Oh, what a great idea. That sounds super pretty. Colleen, I like that idea. I am kind of looking for things to do like that next year. So thank you for that suggestion. I will definitely write that down. Carrie, have you tried foiling on the Spellbinders ribbon? I have not. I know that they show that, but I have not tried that. I'll have to try it sometime. It would have to be a certain pattern, I guess, for me. I kind of like solid ribbon best. So it would depend on the project. But I definitely want to try it because I've seen that that's something you can do. And that Spellbinders ribbon is amazing. Finished all my sewing to get today. Lisa, I'm jealous. I have not. Oh, good. Carolyn says she agrees that Fat Quarter Shop has been very helpful for learning how to stitch. That makes me happy. They're wonderful. So that is awesome. Really, this house is looking, other than no window, it's going to look a lot like the big one. Okay. So our houses for each tag are finished. I'm just going to pop those out. And now I want to stamp some other things for our little scene. So the trees, presents, any of that stuff. Oh, nice, Joanne. Finally made it. Oh, I'm glad that you made it. You do have to be a subscriber to be in the chat, and that keeps unwanted and unsolicited gross comments out. If some of you guys have been here a while and you remember some of those comments that we used to get that were, woo, not good. So I love the wreath. We're going to do the wreath for the big house. I don't know if I'll do it for the little one. And finished all my cards and tags. And now need to make calendars. So busy. Oh, yes, you do have a busy weekend. I just pulled all of my Christmas cards out so that I could get all of those done. I'm a little behind on that too. And you can see, I probably didn't get that lined up perfectly. I go with it. Sometimes it's close enough. That's kind of my philosophy. Good enough. So my favorite, there's two trees, and I love the one that has ornaments, but I like to mix and match with some of the solid ones. Are they out of the stamps and dies? Of course. When I planned this, they still had some. Well, sign up to be notified. It usually doesn't take them too long to get their branded stuff back. They have more control over that. Yeah, Kim remembers she had to report a bunch. Yeah, that was not fun, was it? Wasn't fun for me anyway. And yes, I'm doing this with this little house set, but remember, you may have something similar that you can use for this. Maybe you have a fun tree set, or you have another house set. Paper Tray Ink has lots of cute little stamp sets with bits and bobs, things you maybe have already picked up and purchased. The sky is the limit. I just like doing a layering stamp set as opposed to coloring at this point in the season because it goes a little quicker. And we're doing a variety of greens for the trees. I'm using Minty, Fresh, Clover, and Cilantro. Do you all make tags or handmade gifts of any kind? Or do it when time allows? Kind of tell me what your philosophy or plan is for those kinds of things. I make as many as I can until I run out of time. Always hearts. If you guys have been here, you know I always love a good heart, so we're going to do some of those. I like to just kind of get a lot of different things and go from there. I think I do want to add something to this house. There's a cute stocking. Oh yeah, that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? All right, what color do we think? I love when I can't figure out what to use. Let's try this. It is what it is. I always just say, make what you can, but don't stress yourself out. No one wants to be up on Christmas Eve scrambling to finish things. When I get to a certain point, I just kind of do a brain dump of ideas that I can then implement the next year. Scrappy Joy says as many as I can get done. Always make treat bag favors for my guests when they come for Christmas dinner. Jen, I love that. Making tags for the first time. I love that. Better get in gear. You know what? They don't have to be hard. Just remember, they don't have to be hard at all. You can go as elaborate or as simple as you want. This year has been a big ornament making year. Felt ornaments, cross stitch ornaments. Oh, I love that. I'll have to tell Chantal. She'll be so excited. Ooh, I love it. You know, I think we're just going to kind of copy the idea. That's the other thing. You don't have to make all the tags different. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you want to make all of them exactly the same, that's okay. I say go for it. Oh, hi, Susan. I know you love hearts and snow globes mason jars. Have you ever used both in a tag or a card? I might have. I don't know. At a certain point, sometimes I forget some of the things I make. Somebody had asked me in a YouTube comment, just on another video, I can't remember. Something about them forgetting. I don't remember if I think they said they couldn't remember if they asked this question or something. And I said, I can't remember sometimes when people ask me a question about an older project, if it's something I've made or not. I mean, which is so silly, but you make enough things, sometimes you forget. Stitching on felt. Oh, Kim, I'm so glad. I do have some felt things. If I get nothing else done, I do have a couple of felt things I need to finish. My children informed me that I forgot to give them their felt ornaments last year. Oops. So I need to finish those, and most of the ones for this year, I think I maybe have one more to make. Oh, I love that. Pat says she gifted some tags to her daughter and neighbor and now making some easy tags for grandkids. I love that. Okay, I'm thinking the only thing, I think I'm going to try to do this little holly and leaves, or the berries and leaves, pardon me. And I'm going to try to ink it up with 2 colors of ink. We'll see if this works. Oh, that's pretty close. It might be all right. That's going to work. I've made at least one of everything. Haha! Yes, look for snow globes. I've done a ton, but I don't know if I've done both. Or maybe I didn't get answer the question correctly. All right, so now that we have things stamped, I do need to die cut. So let me move my stamps out of the way. And hopefully not lose a bunch of stuff in the process. All right. Let me run back here really quick. Oh no, your big shot broke, Marie. So that happened to me several years ago as well. I was very bummed. They do give out after a bit. Oh, I love that, Michelle. What a great idea. They do make a good gift. I know my daughter is coming to do a gift wrap party, is what she called it, with me. And she helps herself to my tags. I was going to give her some, and she said, oh, I'm coming over there anyway. I'll just use what you have, Mom. Great. Hi, Jenna. I'm going to try not to cover up anything I've stamped with this yellow tape because it will tear sometimes. So I don't want to tear anything that I've stamped. And I try to die cut as much as possible with one pass of the machine because I'm super lazy. That's the story. Super efficient. Maybe that's what I should call it. Super efficient. Hello, Kim. So fun seeing you all here today. Okay, so I don't actually have anything planned for next week. Does anyone have suggestions for things that they would like to see? I'm trying to think what next week is. Oh, I might have something, but give me some ideas of things you would like to see even in 2024. Not lazy. Yes, efficient, Holly says. Hi, Tina. Let's see. This is like my least favorite part, though. It feels like this, I mean, I do like die cutting out all at once, but for some reason, to me, it just feels like it takes forever to get it all lined up. Okay, I think that's as much as I can die cut. New lawn fawn, yes it is, and that probably is something I should showcase. Would we like to do new lawn fawn? I'm trying to think, will it be out next week? I don't have my calendar pulled up. I think so. Think so. We could do lawn fawn. Ready to see Valentine's. Melissa, I am too. Maybe that's why I've gravitated some of my latest Christmas projects to the pinks and the reds. Because I'm ready for my Valentine's crafting. Very well could be. Okay, so Valentine's, lawn fawn. Idea, you run out of time and you need to make a card and gift quick for a party. Okay, that's hard for me. I struggle, well, I do everything last minute basically, but okay, let me think about that. I like that. Another Valentine's, yes, lawn fawn. Okay. I'm going to look at all of that because I'm planning on scheduling that video after a bit. Later on this afternoon anyway. Love Diana's idea. Okay. I'm going to write that down. Can you do some clear tags? Mass produced. I do have some past videos on some mass produced things as well. Okay. Mass produced, lawn fawn, Valentine's, woodland masculine. Gotta tell you that that is hardest for me. Bonus points if you include chocolate. That's so funny. I'm sorry if my dog barks here. My son's home. Okay. Spellbinder's Better Press, Glimmer. Thank you guys for ideas. I definitely will make note of these and also make note for next year as well. Because I'm pretty much done with my Christmas crafting, card making, I should say, at this point. There probably won't be too many more. Hi, hun. There won't be very many more Christmas cards. See more with Spellbinders. Okay. No greetery videos coming up. Let's see. Wax seals. Yes, I do need to share more videos with my Spellbinders collection too. Okay, I think I have everything die cut. All right, so I want to get my glass mat. I know for a fact I won't have any greetery projects, so I am sorry about that. I do have my December daily album. So look for a reel coming with me kind of showing updates to that. So yes, I need to catch up on it. I'm a little bit behind, but I will be sharing that. So that's a great. I don't really do very many New Year's crafts, so I doubt I will have a card for that. Sorry. I might try to do more of the Christmas cards or Christmas crafts throughout the year next year. That is one thing that I'm thinking about changing. Generally, if I have a New Year's card, it's only 1 or 2, and I don't have any plans right now for any. So right now I am using SEAFOAM and Surf inks to add some color to a white die cut mason jar. Let's see. There's just so many good products out there. I don't have all of them, but I know there's so many good ones. I would love Christmas cards and tags all year. Yeah, I'm seeing that quite a bit, not just today. There's been a couple of other suggestions for that too. And I need to really kind of reevaluate and see what that could look like, because I do think that is a good idea. Let's see. So I'm going to glue. Now it does die cut. Obviously, if you are using this on a card, which I've used in other ways to use this die in other ways, you could put like flowers in here. You could do peppermint sticks, candy canes, you know, all kinds of fun things in this jar. So it has the cutout so that you can use it more like that. I'm covering that up. I did die cut the lid for this from Silver Matte Cardstock. And that is going to kind of enclose or encase this, I guess, if you will. Right now I'm just doing the front. We will do the back here in a minute because that's where I want to stamp like a little greeting of some sort. I am feeling better, Shelly. Thank you. Birthday tags. I will have to consider doing maybe some other kinds of tags. I like the idea of a tag series. That I think I could definitely do. Tag series and Christmas all year. So using the jar die, I also die cut just a tiny section from white glitter cardstock. And then any border die is going to do. I actually still had this out from something else I had worked on, a nativity card that I did a while back. And I used this snowy edge to die cut this. But if you have, I mean, Lawn Fawn has bordered, everyone has a border die. This is the Simon Says Stamp Slimline Snowbanks. I may have forgot to put that in the description now that I'm looking at my project. But any kind of little snowy border, or you could even hand cut it with scissors. But I wanted to have what looked like snow. Since these aren't shakers, I wanted it to look like there was snow in the bottom of my jar. Let's see. I love the idea of Christmas all year. Yeah, not brand new. I've tried to do an assortment of new and not new, is what I generally try to do here. Oh, that's fun. I like that, Briggs. That's a fun suggestion as well. My Gemini electric dyed. What machine do you use or recommend? Okay, I don't like the electric die cut machines. That is nothing against the machines. That is me personally. So my recommendation would be a manual die cutting machine, and I personally love the Spellbinders machines. That's the only machines I use. I have tried to use the other ones, and I just, for whatever reason, they don't work for me. So my suggestion is a Spellbinders Platinum. So I know there was a suggestion for mass produced. I think you'll be happy. I do have a mass producing video coming pretty soon. So, and it's not Christmas. So hopefully if that you're looking for that, that is good. Bad timing. Isn't it always bad timing like that? I swear. Always. Always, always. So now what I'm doing is I'm kind of creating my little scenes for my tag. And I like to tuck some of my trees back behind the snow and some up in front. I do have a mini die cut machine. I have the Hero Arts compact cutter. He's right here. I just didn't get him out because I stamped everything on a big piece of paper. I have this little guy. I love him. And I do often like using him for video. Hi, Patricia. I like the glittery cardstock as well. It's so pretty. It's Pixie Dust by Fawn. With this, I am just trying to balance out. I'm doing the house in the center. So balancing out the trees on each side. One side will have 2 and one will have 1. Let's see. And of course, this little house is a little bit shorter, but that is totally okay. We'll probably cover up a little less of it. Nichol, I love my Spellbinders. Oops. Die cut and the old school quick cuts machine. Oh, I forgot. I used to have one of those. I don't anymore, but I used to. What was the Fawn red ink? Lobster. Holly, this is my favorite red of all time. Has been for years and years. Lobster. To me, it's just a really true like cherry red. Thank you, Tina. Oh, thank you, Patricia. That's so sweet of you. Okay, here's my next question. Do you guys mail out Christmas cards? I know we're all paper crafters. Do you mail out Christmas cards every year? Mini die cutters are good. I never thought it was a necessity, and then doing small dies at a crop. That's why I have one, Diana. I love taking it when I go to craft with others because I can keep it right at my spot and I'm not making, taking up lots of room with a die cutter. How did I get it to suction down? I don't know. I don't know that I've suctioned mine down. I know it's supposed to, but I think that that's if you have a glass. I think. If you have a glass top, maybe. And I don't. All cards made and mailed out, Susie said. Oh my gosh. Always send Christmas cards, Laura said. I'm addressing mine right now, Diana said. Yes, I mail cards every year, Sandy said. Yeah, like I said, I got all of mine out just this morning. gathered them all up, gathered them up. I had to get some stamps, so gathered that. I have it all prepped and ready to work on. I love picture cards. They're my absolute favorite. I haven't done them in years, though. But I do love getting them. Could you maybe take some of our Christmas tags and remake for other holidays? That's a good idea too, Sandy. Janice says she does have the spellbinders, but it is big. I do agree. I just love it so much. Oh, it looks like so many of you have done your cards, but let's see. Koi says I've mail out every year, but this year I'm so behind. That's okay. Some years mine are more like New Year's cards, and I've decided, you know what? I did it. So I haven't mailed cards for a couple years. That's why I thought this year, I'm like, oh, you better mail cards. So many of you have made so many. I love that. Okay. Now I did my little stocking. I think we're going to hang this on our door. Pat says she made them over the last year. Yes, same. I feel like I don't make all of mine in one sitting, nor are all of mine exactly alike. I don't know if I want to add that or not. I like the stocking though. Okay, so here are our tag fronts. They are turning out super cute. Now, before we do anything else, because I need this to dry, let me put my pen in my glue for just 1 second. Actually, because I want to do all of my splatter all at once, I am going to take these pieces here. So in my tag, I'm adorning that top with some greenery. And the two sets I'm using today are the 2 stems and berries and the pointy pine needles from Simon Says Stamp. There's lots of different ones of these out there, and different companies have lots of different ones. But the 2 stems, I'm going to take a little blending brush and just some of this clover ink because I have it out already. And on the base, we're going to layer the leaves on this, but I'm just going to kind of ink the stem real quick, like so. And then we're going to do our leaves. Just a little blend to give them a little added interest. Yes, they would make super cute ornaments on a tree. Part of the reason I decided to do my stamping on the back of these is I think that they would be super cute. They actually matched my craft room tree, this color scheme, which is just a little mini tree. I don't have room in here for a big one, or even a pencil tree. This room is stuffed to the gills. Marcy, that's a good point. She says a few years ago she decided she better start making several different cards or she'll never use all of her Christmas products. That's fun. I like that because it also gives you that wonderful variety. And you don't get maybe bored with what you're making. All right, I'm going to glue this real fast. So then we can splatter. Ornaments are a great idea. And you could simply do this as an ornament. I like ornaments like this. I have a couple that I've made that I've actually not gifted because I love them so much and they make me happy to look at during the holiday season. Or I've made extra and kept them. I've done that too. I'm afraid if I don't make cards, Jen says, her crafty friends will disown her. That is hilarious. I love it. I better ask my friends if they disowned me. The last couple years. Okay. Oh, boys, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? Maybe they thought someone was here. We are going to take all of our pine and our snow globes and all of our greenery, everything, and we're going to give it a little splatter. I like to use white gouache. Christy says having to make calls for work interrupts her viewing. You know, that's a big joke. My friends and I always say that work really messes up our crafting time. I like to put just a tiny touch of water into my gouache because it does help it splatter a little bit better. And then I use a small paintbrush and we're just going to add snow to our snow globes. I am going to try to avoid the top of my snow globe. Probably should have waited to do my lid, but I didn't, so we're just going to snow them up here. And I want to do the greenery as well. I want it to be really snowy. And I like gouache, it dries really quick. For the most part. And I like using a plastic box because I can just wash all of this out when I'm finished and use it over and over again. Oh, my hands are all white. Okay. Then I generally like to use my tweezers as much as possible. We're going to just take everything and set it on our glass mat here to dry. And we're going to work on the back of our tags. This is not going to take very long, but hopefully this will dry enough that I can put those together. Love the hearts coming out of the chimney. Me too. It's one of my favorite things. All right, so I'm going to actually set this completely aside for just a minute. We are going to take the back of our mason jar because I cut 2 for each. And I am going to just pop it in the MISTI and we're going to arrange our sentiments so that we can just kind of mass produce. So if you were making a ton of these, you could do that. I really like the one I ended up doing, which was May Your Days Be Merry and Bright from Our Home to Yours. So I think we'll just do that again. We'll line up our first one. And I'm going to stamp that in lobster. Yes, Jonna! Totally reminds me of Camille Ross Kelly's fabric. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Donna. What do you use to punch a tiny hole to make it a tag? I am using the crocodile, which I'll be using here in just a minute. But I want to have my front and back glued together first. Oh, thank you so much, Joanne. Lots of love for the hearts coming out of the chimney. They are super cute. You know what I think? Not these greetings, but I think these houses would be cute in pinks and reds and do like a little Valentine village. I think that would be super sweet. Speaking of Valentine's cards, I really think a lot of this could be used beyond. You could make a cute little Valentine's village. Maybe use some trees from another stamp set just to have a tree variety. All right, I'm going to use mermaid ink for the second part of my greeting. And then we're going to do exactly what we did before. And we're going to glue the jar lid to the top. It serves a couple of things. It's going to fully encase our jar. Like, I think it makes the back look nicer, but also it will disguise the fact that there's an opening. So we're going to take these. The sentiment is from the same stamp set. It is from Home for the Holidays. It's the set that we're using. Thank you for the super chat, Marcy. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. So, we're just going to glue that to the top. Only an hour late, Kathy said. That's okay. I'm still working. It's going to take me just a little over an hour today. What is a crocodile? It is... Okay, so the crocodile has been around for years and years. I actually had to buy a new one last year. Mine original gave up. It is this tool here, and it's an eyelet setter, which I know is funny. We don't set as many eyelets as we used to, but then it has a couple of different hole punches, different sizes, and that's what I use to punch my holes. But it's going to punch through some strong, like, layers of material, and that's one of the reasons I prefer it over a regular hole punch. Yep, made by We Are Memory Keepers, and I did link it down in the description. Yes, Sandy, you know me. So now I'm going to glue the front and the backs together, so then we can punch a hole in them and embellish, because that's really all that's left. And let's go ahead and do this one. That lid on the mason jar looks so real, Patricia said. I love using metallic cardstock for the lids because I do think it looks realistic. Sandy loves the crocodile and uses it all the time. Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't believe I broke it last year. So mad. Don't even know how I did it. It was the eyelet part that broke, and of course I needed it for something I was doing, because I really only make or use eyelets when I'm making tags, and I'm sure it was around the holiday season. Okay, so we have our front and our back glued together. Look how cute the back looks. And that also leaves you room if you want to write a little message. Oops, I made a little smudge, but that's okay. It's a tag. So now you can set the depth for... I think you can see that, how deep you want. Like if you want your, here's an example, like if you wanted the hole to be quite a ways in, I don't, so I'm just going to set the depth of where I want mine to go, and we're going to punch holes, and I just try to, I eyeball it. You could also mark the center, but that just punches a little hole. And I don't mind where it is necessarily. Like if I was going to leave this jar as is on a card front, I would definitely not want a hole there. In fact, if I wanted to use this jar on a card front, I would likely take my baker's twine and wrap it around here and maybe hang like a little tag with the sentiment. That's how I would do it if I was going to use this same basic idea, but make it on a card front. But it's going to be hidden is where I'm going with that. I cannot live without my crocodile, Melissa said. It's a go-to tool, yes. My preference for length of hanger is about 10 inches for my twine. This is some aquamarine twine from Fawn. Basically, probably 99% of the time, my hangers for my tags is some color of Fawn twine. A Valentine's village is a great idea, Holly said. I just like when you can take something that, obviously this is geared for Christmas, but with the hearts and the houses, if you don't add Christmas wreaths, it could really be a really cute Valentine's village. Use the tree and find a cute lovey sentiment. I even think the little birds would be adorable in a Valentine's village. Sandy says, I have the Fawn jar and add-ons and never thought about making a scene inside. Oh, you should. Earlier, and I just tripped over a dog that was right behind me. Sorry, Odin. It's always Odin. Always, always Odin. So Sandy was mentioning, this is the Pretty Pink Posh jar, but you could do the same thing with the Fawn. I just put little trees inside of this one. But you can build all kinds of cute little scenes with little teeny tiny images, which I think is really fun. All right, last couple things. First, we're going to do door handles on our houses, and I'm going to use these aqua gems. These are the Rainbow Splash gems. Any little gem will do. You could even just draw it in with a pen. Oh, I like that. You could make a wreath in the shape of a heart for the front door. Oh, Deb, that's so funny. Yay. Well, good. I hope that that shows you something that you could do with your crocodile. All right. Greenery. Let's grab all of this. Odin is super offended that I almost stepped on him. I caught myself. So there is a longer and a shorter, and I'm going to glue the longer piece down first because I kind of want it to go down the side of my jar. And this is optional. I just love the addition of a little greenery. So we're just going to glue that one there on both. Teal, pink, and green are so big this year, Geraldine says. Yes, I agree. If you have like a little gingerbread house stamp set, I think that would be cute in this jar too. Or even a teeny tiny little die. And then we're going to layer on this piece. Bye, Kim. And I'm just going to kind of have it coming out that way. Oops. The mason jar dies are super fun. I love a good basic. I've had these for several years now, and I keep coming back to it year after year. And I think that's always the sign of a really, really good product. I love good basics that can be used in a lot of ways because I could see using these for every holiday. And then we're just going to tuck our other sprig kind of over here as well. If you wanted, you could balance it out a little bit more, but I kind of did a more side heavy, I suppose. I just kind of liked how that looked today. All right. So now it's ribbon time, and then we'll add our little red berries. I use this ribbon tool from my friend Chantal. She does it. The style now, it looks a little different. It works exactly the same. And I will be sharing a video. Mine are in transit. They just have not arrived. I'm going to make a bow with my bow tool. I really can hardly craft or make a bow without it anymore because it makes the perfect bow. This is going to be a 2.5 inch bow. And I'll make the next one a little bit slower. But what's great is it's going to really make the perfect bow pretty much every time. And if you don't love it, you can always take it off and redo it. But generally, I just fuss with it until I get it, you know, how I want it, how I want those loops to look. I take my two tails together, fold them in half, and then I just notch them. And that's about a 14 inch length. 12 to 14 works the best. And then I'm just going to put a blob of glue. Whoops, that's a lot of glue. And I take and pop my bow onto my tag, and then I use my reverse tweezers as my little clamp to hold that down in place. So let me cut another one. This is the turquoise, right? Yes, turquoise satin ribbon from Spellbinders. Oh, think of those jars with the little spooky Halloween scene. Yes. Wouldn't that be super fun? So what you do is I leave about 1.5 inches and I hold it with my left hand. Since I'm right-handed, you might have to flip that around if you're left-handed. You go around and then you're basically making a figure 8. Come around the left side. Then you're going to come up in between the two, down the middle. You're going to bring it around in that center section and through that loop, and then pull tight. And then I generally pull mine, I like to pull them to the back. I think that gives me the best center. Yes, the quality of this ribbon is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I love this aqua, or this turquoise, I guess it's called, for these fun little shiny bright Christmas. And when you have lots of tweezers, you can clamp multiple at a time. So we're just going to finish the second one. Just like so. And there we go. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, yes, I'm glad for replay too. Thank you so much. All right, so I need to add the red pearls for my berries just for that little pop of color. Now, there is a die. You could die cut those from a different color. But what I did was, while that clamp was there in place, I actually just went in and added little dabs of glue. I've got my red pearls, and this is the perfect opportunity to use those big pearls that we all have in the multi-packs that we get that don't get used, because for whatever reason, I find them the hardest to use on cards. But when it comes to tags, the black ones are fantastic for eyes on critters. The red ones, or cream or white or whatever, are great for little berries. So this is great. Oh, let's move that just a tiny bit. Don't have time for, I know. I've been sick this last week and I thought the same thing. I don't have time for this. But you know what? I just had to. I stayed in bed. All right. We about got all of our little berries. I feel like I'm using a ton of these, and I still have more and more big ones because I use all the little, the medium and the small in all of my cards. So I love that I'm getting to use some of these up. There we go. And that is it. And when you're done, you will have this perfect little mason jar filled with a cute little house scene, beautiful greenery, and then of course a little fun greeting on the back. Now, again, if you didn't want to, or don't need tags, make cards. You could make cards just like this. You could pop this mason jar. I wouldn't put a back on it. Pop the mason jar on a card front. You could stamp your sentiment down here or maybe even hang it from a little tag. But you could really do everything that we did here for a card instead. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Yes, absolutely, Sandy. Might have to add the bow maker to my Santa list as I'm hopeless freehanding it. Deb, me too. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions? Donna says the berries really finished the tags. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neenah. Colleen, oh, yay, you ordered the bow tool and anxiously awaiting the arrival. Easy peasy, Tina says. Let's see. Jar-shaped car. Yes. Oh, fun. All right, I am going to flip this around and get rid of my picture-in-picture. Okay, I think that is it today. Oh, good. E-Briggs says jammed the large Gemini, but an engineer at work fixed it. Testing tonight. Well, good luck. Cross my fingers that it works great. The bow tool is linked down in the description below. Let me see. Oh, cute. Yes, Sandy said position the die so the top doesn't cut and it would be a cute folding jar. I do think Honeybee, they used to, and I think they still do, have a die set that is a jar, and I think it's jar-shaped card. I'll have to double check that. I will put the link for the Tim Holtz storage pocket right after this. Thank you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and great next week. I will see you next Friday. So I am going to be compiling all of your suggestions. If you're watching this on replay and you definitely are wanting to see something or second somebody's suggestion, please let me know. I'm anxious to kind of see what you guys are looking for, and I hope you all have a great weekend. We'll see you guys later. Bye.